Morning.
Hi.
How are you? Welcome to Shake It Up with Karen and Regina.
We're trying to figure out what we should do with our hands because we both talk with our hands. We don't know what to do. What do we do with this?
We should be used to that by now, though.
I know.
And I don't think we've ever actually thought about it before.
No, because we
today.
actually were early this morning, so we
Very.
had some time to look at ourselves and see what we should be doing with the hands.
Not the robot.
No, not the robot, and not the hands on the hip. That's like played out.
Yeah, it is.
So what do you do?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna play with my rings.
I think
my
I'm just gonna
bracelet
talk
or
like
something like that. Okay, so here's the thing.
All
It
right,
is a
what are we talking
gorgeous day in Long Island. I don't know
Yes.
where the rest of you are. I know there's like a monsoon coming through Texas, and I know that several of the
I don't know the weather anywhere.
areas in the country are being devastated by torrential rains, but not us.
No, it's beautiful here.
We have a great day. I
Yeah.
mean, we had our rain. We had it for the last 2 days, 3 days actually.
We had some
But it's
flooding and
gorgeous.
stuff like that too, but we're
Yeah.
good.
And finally, my hair's not frizzing because I got a Brazilian straightening. So I'm
Yeah,
so
I
excited
like
about
it,
that.
Karen. But what
Thank
are you
you.
saying?
Well,
Today,
No. It's just that it's a blowout from several days ago, so it's not as voluptuous as it was. When
No,
it was
but it's
first
very
done.
pretty. It's
So,
very pretty.
I got it
and
because-
it feels really healthy.
Well, that's it. That
Yeah, it
Brazilian
feels like
straightening
really
makes
nice.
it feel really
Yeah.
good and shiny.
Which kind do you use?
I use the Brazilian blowout.
That's what it's called.
Brazilian
So people should
blowout.
ask for that.
That's the best one because first of all, they actually wash it out before you leave, so you don't have to like wait 2 days to wash your hair. You don't have
Oh.
that smell and you don't have that stickiness.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's fabulous. So
Yeah,
I love it. So
I'm the opposite. I
thank
need like
you,
a
Rich.
perm. Oh, Rich, he's the cutest.
He did a good job.
I need like a perm.
Yeah, well, you need the body.
I need the perm.
Yeah, I
'cause
need to
got
calm
nothing.
it down, and she needs to poof it up.
I got nothing. I need my
Um,
pieces,
Yeah.
my fake hair.
But I did it
It's a
because
lot of
we're
work.
going to Italy. So I figured if I have to do my own
So
hair, because
excited.
I don't know if they could do hair in Italy. I mean, I'm sure they can, but
What are you talking?
I don't
First of
know.
all,
I don't know.
You've been to Italy. You know they.
yeah,
can
but
do
I've
hair.
never had my hair done in Italy. I mean,
Karen, it's the fashion beauty
Right.
capital of
That
the
is true.
world.
That is true.
okay,
I'm sure there is somebody
everybody
over
goes
there.
to train in Europe, whether
Right.
it's London, England, really, or Italy for hair.
that's true.
All the phenomenal artists come from Italy.
well, so here's
Sorry,
what I
but
want
it's
you to do.
true.
If you're in Italy, you need to tell me where I should go to get my hair blown out. So
Preferably in the Naples
Ba, 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 ba,
area,
ba.
because she'll have
Text
Chris
me,
driving
type
all
me.
over the world to get her.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
did rent a car. This is going to be interesting because
I don't know
driving
why
in
they did
Italy is not like driving in New York. Even if you're in Manhattan, I know Manhattan's crazy to drive in, but it's a little bit crazy over there.
Well, they also don't have any, if they want to get out of the car and go get something, they put the car in park and they get out of the car and they go get something.
Right.
Like, and then,
Yeah.
people wait
Right.
because it's not like the pace of life here.
Yeah. Well, New York is insane.
know.
And speaking of New York, our very own New Yorker.
Oh, yes.
Our
Get a
very
load of this,
own New
people.
Yorker,
Yep.
Mr. Donald Trump, wants to run for president.
Yes. And we have opinions about it.
Yes.
I'm sure
actually
you
excited.
can tell. Yes. You know
I-
what? Go ahead. Tell them
No,
why. Go ahead. I love
listen,
your opinion.
I have been brought up on Donald Trump and all his, different entrepreneurial adventures
Yep.
and his philanthropic, charities and his television shows, and I just love him. And
Yeah.
I actually saw him in the street one day in Manhattan, and my husband was with me, and my husband's a big fan of Donald Trump too, and he's actually better looking in person than he is on TV.
Oh, the thing is not
whole
so bad?
It's not as bad. Like I looked at him, I was like, you know what? He's a big guy. He's not a little man.
No.
He's got a nice posture. He's puts himself together well.
Well,
you
I would
know?
hope so with $8 billion.
I know. I know. Well, I think also this was after he married Melania, and I think she kind of
Stepped
got
him up.
him. You know
Well,
how girls do that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
they make them-
I'm happy about it as well
Mm-hmm.
because I also feel he is also going to keep a lot of those politicians honest. And
He's not a politician.
Right. And he
That's
talks
why.
very plainly. Like
Yeah.
yesterday when he was making his announcements, he was like, China is killing us.
Yeah.
China's killing us. Now, you don't hear politicians speak that way.
No.
But it's the truth.
He's like, you don't see a Chevy in the middle
Yeah,
of China.
exactly.
So why do we see Chinese cars here?
Everywhere. We
Yeah.
don't even have America. Who's
Right.
buying an American car?
Right.
I'm
Well-
guilty of that.
True.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
getting rid of that and I'm going to buy something GMC. But I don't even know if GMC is made here. See, that's the problem.
You're not buying a GMC. Who are you kidding? She cracks me up. She is not buying a GMC. You could buy like a Corvette or something like that. That's American.
Yeah, but are they
Yeah.
made here? See, I don't even know what goes on anymore.
Well, that's a General Motors car.
Yeah, but
so-
they probably ship parts like,
Oh, I
like
would
a
imagine.
Lexus is
Yeah.
Toyota
So you're gonna
or
get
something.
An all American made car, like every
Well,
part.
let's
and-
bring back America. What's his
That's gonna
slogan?
come in the future.
Let's make America great again.
Yeah, I
Yes.
would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, for sure. I think that he is going to put a totally different spin on government and the way
Yeah.
government thinks. And I'm really, really curious to see how the other candidates
Respond.
react
Yeah.
to him, because
That's
that's,
a
going to
great
be
point.
that's going
Yep.
to be interesting.
I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. And I also think that, our economy is so bad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so bad. Jobs are
unstable.
I mean, there's no jobs.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's very sad. Unemployment is, I don't care what, and he said this, which again, speaking very plainly, he's like, I don't care what report you're listening to, the actual unemployment rate is about 18 to 19%.
Yeah, that's
but they don't want to
insane.
tell you that. They
Right.
keep telling you it's something else.
Right.
But,
But
he's,
it's also the insurance that
Oh.
goes on in this
Oh,
country.
my God, that
the
Obamacare.
and even like unemployment insurance
Oh, my
and
God.
and all
Hey,
the
it's a
disability
$5
insurance and
$1 million website.
oh right
That
the
doesn't
Obamacare.
work.
Right.
Now, I don't know.
$5 million. Could you imagine
could
$5
you
million?
imagine?
You know how much
Trump-
it cost me to build our website?
Yeah,
Guess how much?
nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Zero.
You know what Trump
and it
said?
works.
Yesterday, he goes, you know how many websites I have? He goes,
Yeah.
Each website cost me $3. He's like, I don't understand this.
Yeah,
At
it's
$5 million.
Yeah.
But the point is, it doesn't even work. Now, if I did something that cost a company or
Right.
my job was, to design a website, I designed a website for $5 million, so unlimited budget, let's just say, right? And then it
That's
didn't
pretty-
work, I'd be fired. I'd be
I actually
fired
think she
like
was
this.
fired, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, but
the woman.
what does he
After
get?
the
Nothing.
court. No, I know. I hear you. Listen, that's how the government spends money, though. I remember even just my husband being on jobs where the cost of something was
So inflated.
inflated ridiculously,
Yeah.
and those were city jobs or whatever it was.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear that. I also like how he's handled, we were talking a little bit before the show, but his children. His
Yeah.
children have a phenomenal work ethic. They've
Yeah.
all been very well educated. They don't sit around and, play golf and eat bonbons on
No.
daddy's coattails.
No, no,
They're
no.
out there entrepreneurial, growing their own businesses. And I also love the premise of his show.
Yeah.
Celebrity Apprentice. I think
Right.
it gives people a chance also to come back into the
Spotlight. Yeah.
in a positive way, raising money for
He
charity.
used to do it with just regular people. If you remember, the first couple
Yeah,
of
that's
shows
true.
were just
That's
with
right,
regular
Bill
I
Rancic,
think we
who
should
married-
be on that. Yeah, Bill Rancic wasn't a celebrity.
Oh yeah.
I would like to be on that.
Oh, I would do it.
I would do it.
I would do it.
Come on.
Come on, Donald, we're ready.
Call us.
Call us.
We're in.
Yeah, I have loved that show. I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy that show.
That would be great.
And speaking of
well, that
shows-
between that and The Amazing Race, because
Oh, The
you
Amazing
want to get
Race.
me on The
I
Amazing
know.
Race. This is what she tells me. I need to be on The Amazing Race.
I just think it's or Survivor.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Karen
no.
will be like, listen, I need 2 cartons of cigarettes to take with me on the island.
Oh, listen to me. I'm gonna need more than 2 if it's a whole, month or something.
Survivor. Oh my God, that would be hard.
That's
Then they
yeah.
have this naked Survivor. Did you ever see that thing? Where they're
No.
naked, the people?
No.
It's the
Are you
stupidest.
sure?
Yes, I was flicking. This is a long
How
time
are they
ago.
naked on
I don't even know if
TV?
it's still on. Is it still on?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how I was. I don't really watch TV, so I don't know how I saw it, but I saw
Are
it
they
on TV.
required to be naked, or they just had to? They were abandoned with
No,
no
no,
clothes?
they're required to be naked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which I don't get that at all. I don't know. I don't-
No.
You know.
That's a little freaky.
It's not pretty, I'll tell you that. And again, it's always the people that should not be naked or the ones that
Yeah, like St.
want to
Martin.
get naked.
Yeah. Donald Trump had a house in St. Martin that we saw.
Yes, we did.
That was
That's
nice.
gorgeous.
That was gorgeous. So maybe, like, if you actually become president, Mr. Donald Trump, you'll
We could
use
be-
that as like an American hostel that we could just go there and hang out.
No,
at.
I think we could be the ambassadors for the Caribbean.
Oh.
We're applying for that position.
Yes,
Yes, we could do
Does
that.
the Caribbean have ambassadors?
No, but we can make one.
Oh,
This,
okay.
We can set precedent, Karen.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
he's the president. He can
Let's
do whatever
go.
he wants.
Let's go. There's a whole nation down
Yes. And speaking of doing whatever you want,
there. Yeah, well,
we want to talk about one more person.
yes.
And that person is
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn/Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
/ Kardashian. I don't
Right.
even know what his name is.
He's
or
got-
its name is.
He has a lot of them, yeah.
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 And I was-
She
she.
now. Really
You call
she.
it a she, right?
Well, they
Or
do.
they.
They call
Isn't
it
it
she.
a non-generic name or
No,
non?
she is Caitlyn now.
Okay.
She's Caitlyn.
She's
That's
Caitlyn.
what she is.
Okay, so I was reading this article, which I was talking to Karen about, about the, I forgot the psychiatrist's name, but the head psychiatrist of Johns Hopkins University did a study on transgender people. And his article wrote about the fact that transgender people have a mental disorder
Right.
similar to people that suffer from anorexia. It's an emotional, mental disorder. So when they look in the mirror, they see themselves as being overweight.
It's like a morphed view of
Correct.
themselves.
That's the word I
Yes,
was looking
yes,
for. A
it's
morphed perception of
Right.
themselves. Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unlike where if somebody is gay or lesbian, that's not psychological. That
No.
is inbred in them. That's
Correct.
physical.
Yeah, that's you're born that way, right.
That is the way it is. So it's totally different than being gay as
Absolutely.
opposed to.
And I thought that was so
transgender.
interesting that they, published this article, obviously, and it's just another viewpoint.
And now you said that they are not going to be performing the surgery.
Yes, they actually
for
stopped
transgenders.
performing surgeries a while back
Right.
because of this very fact, and they found out that even when people have gone through the process, they never really see themselves as they want to see themselves because their
They're not
perception is
satisfied after
more
going through
no
all
matter
that
what
surgery.
they do. Right.
I wonder if Caitlyn is. I wonder if she's
I don't know.
satisfied.
I don't know, but I wonder.
We
I
should
was
call
gonna.
her.
Well, yes, and also Chastity Bono,
Right.
which
right,
is Chaz now.
right. Yeah.
But Chaz doesn't look like he's too happy, if you ask me. I mean, Chaz was like, I don't know, 300 and something pounds.
I think he lost a lot of weight recently.
He did?
I believe he lost a lot of weight.
He looks
Yeah,
great.
I think he actually
Oh, so that's good.
Looks
So maybe
good.
then he did get some
Yeah.
help because all of a sudden he blew
Right.
up like a tick, and I was like, well, this isn't a happy
I
person.
think that was when he was going before the surgery.
No,
so-
after.
Oh, well maybe.
After
I
I,
don't know.
saw him as a big,
Um,
but I don't know what that is. I wonder if we could do. You know what? I would really like to interview someone
Who is transgender?
who is transgender.
So we can
and I
understand.
think we know someone, don't we?
We do. We actually
Yeah,
do.
we have one on our team.
Yes.
That might be a great show.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? You think we should interview it and really get to the bottom of it and what it actually is?
That would
I
be
think
exciting.
that's a great show.
Just
'Cause
to,
I wanna
just really
learn.
understand it. Speaking of learning and understanding, we had an amazing experience this weekend. Regina and I went down
Where did
into
we go?
Huntington Village at 9 a.m. on
Oh!
Saturday morning. And we honestly
I'm like, wait a minute, where
walked
was
out of that appointment.
Oh, this was incredible.
Floored. And today we are so thankful to have with us Catalina and Beth, who were both there that day. Catalina is a master Reiki artist, I guess, or how do you say that? Master Reiki master. She's a Reiki master.
Yes,
And
right.
she did some quick sessions on Regina and I, and we had quite an unbelievable experience. And I want to save it for when
Yes.
they're on the
Yes.
show, but really,
No, it
you
was
have
incredible.
to stay tuned because I have never experienced anything like this before. Regina has never experienced anything like this before. I didn't know anything about Reiki before I walked through that door,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's a whole new world for me. So as soon as we get back from commercial, we'll have them with us because we have a lot to discuss
Yes,
with them,
yes.
and we want to cut this part of it short. But listen,
Absolutely.
we're not going to be back for 2 weeks. We are going to Italy. I think mid-July is our next day in,
July
right?
8th.
July.
I believe
Oh,
it is.
July 8th.
July 8th.
Okay.
Yep, July 8th.
So mark your calendars. July 8th. We'll be back this week. I am going to be in Mount Kisco doing a launch party and a health and wellness show. So if you guys are in the Mount Kisco area, check it out on my Facebook page.
Oh, yeah,
it's at
that's good.
Epidoria Spa in Mount Kisco. So come see me tomorrow in Mount Kisco.
And We're gonna when we come back on July 8th, we're gonna have lots of fun videos for you from Italy because Karen bought this amazing device today, and I'm excited to experiment with it. So just stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot of great stuff for you, and we have an amazing show coming up in just a minute or two. So
we'll be
see
right
you in a
back.
few.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Time to make the donut. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say. To make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you. You're doing okay, Mom.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Welcome back, everyone. We're having so much fun
We
here
are
already.
We could talk all day.
We can. And we are so thrilled to be able to introduce two fabulous people. Catalina Rivera and Beth Gambella are joining us on the set today to talk about how Reiki can really change people's lives, their health, their mental stability, their physical being. And so welcome.
Thank
ladies.
you. Thank you for having
We're
us.
so happy
it's
to
our
be
pleasure.
Listen, it's our pleasure.
It is our
because
pleasure.
we didn't understand what you did until we did it.
Yeah, most people don't. That's why the best thing is to come and try it out.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was quite an eye opener for me, and a breathing experience for you. But I think if you could just give us a little background on what Reiki is and how you would explain it to somebody.
Well, Reiki is a system of natural healing, relaxation, and personal growth. Through gentle touch, the practitioner transmits ki or life energy to the recipient. And this, what it does, is activates the body's natural relaxation response and natural healing processes, and reestablishes physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what.
It
happened.
basically covers the gamut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think that it was so incredibly interesting to watch it being done. To have it done on me, and then to watch it being done, and I just learned so much about what the practice is. Like before, you hear it, the term, you don't know what it means, and even when you're saying what you're saying, you're like, okay, I know what she's saying, but you really don't know what she's saying.
Well, why don't we show
So,
the audience
yeah, that's what I was
it
gonna
looks
say.
like.
We
So
should-
if we, Regina and I were there on Saturday, like I mentioned, and we shot a video of Regina having her session. So take a look at this video, and we'll explain
Gives you an
more
idea,
later.
yeah.
Here's Regina as she begins her first Reiki session with Catalina.
almost like
Guys, welcome back. Sorry, we were discussing our experience with Catalina, and
which was pretty powerful.
It was pretty powerful. Catalina, you go through a series of meditation before you get into the actual session, which I did not video. But what does that do for you? What are you drawing from?
Well, again, Reiki, how it works is that it's based on the paradigm that we're more than a physical body, right? We're a whole energetic field, and our health and well-being come from the adequate flow and harmonious flow of that energy throughout our whole person. And we're happy and healthy when that energy is flowing correctly, and disease and unease arise when there's blocks in that system for some reason, be it from trauma or blocked emotions or unhealthy thought patterns or things like that. Stress, a very common, something we all experience in daily life. So
Absolutely.
all that affects us. So how Reiki works is that I act, or the practitioner acts as a channel. So bringing the energy that's all around us, concentrating it, and passing it through to the other person so that your whole field, your whole being is re-energized, and pathways are straightened, blocks are cleared, and everything's brought back into harmony. So it's not my personal energy. So before a session, what I do is I basically open my channel and connect, like plug myself into the current, I guess you could say it,
right.
so that that can flow through me into whoever it is that I'm treating.
That's
And
really
how did this was a long journey for you to be where you are now. So you started off quite young, right?
Yes.
So how did that?
Well, when I was 16, my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor. She'd been feeling really badly for a couple of years and finally figured out it was this brain tumor. It was benign and treatable with medications, but it was going to be at least 2 years, they told her, before she was actually going to see results. And so she was a little downcast because of that, and someone recommended that she try Reiki. So she did, and after 6 months, the tumor was gone, and she'd never felt better.
Isn't that incredible?
That's insane.
And this,
And this was where, though?
This was in Chile. I'm
Chile.
from Chile.
Okay,
yes.
right. Okay.
So since we're really close, she asked me to accompany her through the training. So
Right.
that's where I started.
Right.
So I did the Reiki Level 1 training. It's like 1996 or something. By 1990,
You were in your teens.
I was in my teens.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing?
Insane.
And do you think that they're more open to that there than they are here?
Yes.
Like there's less, stigmatism about it, or like
Yeah.
people think it's like a voodoo thing. Like they don't know what it is, so they
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know what it was, and I just assumed it was some kind of hocus pocus.
Yeah.
Really, that's what I imagined.
I'm glad you're saying
Till
that because I think most
visually
people do.
and physically felt the results of it. That's exactly what I thought.
And that's okay. That's what most people feel. I
Right.
mean, if you don't
Right.
know what it is, why would you believe it? And that's not also a really important thing about Reiki, is that you don't need to believe in it for it to work. So even if you're slightly curious and have just the idea that you want to try it out,
Right.
it can come. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to buy what I'm telling you.
Right, right.
Because I've had plenty of people that come saying, I don't believe in this stuff,
Yeah.
and they come back and keep coming back, and eventually
Sure.
they stop saying they don't believe
Yes,
in it.
yes.
Because they see the results.
Right.
And Reiki works on plants, on animals, on unconscious people, so it's not a psychological effect.
Right.
That's-
Well, yeah, I mean, physically I felt something when you were, treating me, and you felt something from me when you were treating me, and that was because, yes, I smoke. And that lung area, when you placed your hands over my chest, I felt like I was suffocating. I felt like I couldn't get air into my lungs, and you started choking.
Yes.
So, you don't take on what other people have, though,
No,
right?
No. Again, my function is as a channel. So, but in that function, sometimes part of what's coming out will pass through me as well. I don't keep it though, so you don't have to worry about me.
I was a little worried. I'm like,
Well,
I'm giving this girl my sickness.
Beth and I were very concerned because she visibly, her skin color changed.
It did.
It became now, your flesh color, but it became red. Her face became almost a brighter red.
Right.
And you could see she was like she had to expel whatever she was
Trying
coughing
not
or
to
whatever.
choke. Yeah.
And I got upset. Like I started to get
She
emotional
started
because
yelling at me.
I just think that's
Afterward.
my friend, and I don't want to talk about it now because I'll cry. But
Yeah.
that was hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think Regina had a very similar effect with
Yes.
a part of her anatomy that she's been having, a little bit of issues with, and you were in the area, and you felt that it was almost expelled out of you.
Yes, it
at
was
that
like
time.
a lifting, or just like a clearing almost. And again, now I don't know anything about this. I haven't read anything about it. I'm not learned or schooled about it. But in the, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes that we were in session, I guess, you can actually feel something. And it's an incredible experience, and I cannot explain it to anybody. I want to tell everybody, you have to try it.
Yes.
You have to try it just once. Nothing happens to you. You're safe. You're comfortable. You're in a completely safe environment. But I really, really think you should try it, because you have to experience what we're saying.
But I also want to say you can't just experience Reiki with anybody. There are a lot of different claim to be Reiki specialists out there that may not have the ability to make a difference in the way you feel, and that goes for any practitioner or any business for that matter. You have to know who it is that you're going to, make sure that they have the credentials, the background, the experience, and the results. So we can attest, of course, to Catalina.
Yeah.
So
just, you started at 16. So
started
how
at
many years have you been doing this, on and off?
Well, I've always practiced Reiki.
Right, okay.
But it's been probably 15 years or more.
15 years. And you're also a nurse.
Yeah, so in terms of my background, I started with Reiki. I've trained in several different lineages in terms of Reiki since I got my master's.
What does the word Reiki mean? It's just, where does it come?
Reiki is a Japanese word.
Japanese, okay.
So it basically translates as spiritually guided life energy, which is one of the characteristics of it, and that's also really important. That's why the experience for each person is different, because the energy that comes in is spiritually guided. It's and it's connected to your inner wisdom, so it goes where it's needed.
Right.
And that's also the beauty of it. It treats the root cause. You might come in for a migraine, but if you have a bigger issue, or that the cause of that migraine, which is usually the case, is actually something else, the energy will go to treat that thing, what issue, whatever it is. And once that heals, then your physical symptoms will subside.
And the result of that would be right. Well, you did something tremendous with Beth. Can we get into a little bit how you met Beth? And
Sure.
Beth, tell us what made you decide to go to Catalina.
Where were you at that point?
So 6.5 years ago, I was 39 years old. I was always very active. I always loved to work out. I would work out 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. Always ate well. I'm a mother of 3 children. I'm a wife. And one night I went to bed feeling myself, and went to get up in the morning at 6 a.m. to take care of the family. And I was covered with welts, black and blues, bruises all over my body, from my neck to my toes.
Wow, that must have been so scary.
It was so scary.
Yeah.
And my right eye was closed shut. I couldn't see.
Right.
My husband was working in Manhattan at the time. He happened to be home. He took a look at me and he said, I don't know what's going on, but we need to see a doctor. I went to my primary care physician that morning right away. She took a look at me and she said, I don't want to scare you, but I think it's a form of leukemia. So she said, I want to send you right away to an oncologist in town. So she made the appointment. I went directly there, and after many tests, luckily enough, it wasn't leukemia. It wasn't an oncology issue at all. They sent me to a rheumatologist, and the rheumatologist decided to run some tests and came down with, I had a combination of different symptoms: Sjogren's disease, which is an eye disease, rheumatoid arthritis, which was debilitating. It was making all my joints very sore. I wasn't able to extend my fingers. My ankles had pain. My feet had pain that morning. And also lupus. So I saw 16 physicians in a 6.5-year period, was on 14 different medications. The next phase for me was going to be going into the hospital 3 days a week and having IV drugs, which were chemotherapy drugs.
Wow.
And doing exploratory work on myself. And after hearing that news, I looked at my husband and I said, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was 6.5 years of really life-changing experiences for me. I no longer could work out. I could no longer drive at times. I couldn't go visit my sister who lives in Long Beach with her children, because sometimes I would be fine and get there, and when I was there, my eye would start to swell shut and I couldn't see.
Yeah, that's really
So it was really
life-changing for
life-changing
you.
for
I
me.
mean, yeah, for
and
sure.
for somebody who was so
Devastating.
active
It's
and never
devastating,
really
yeah.
counted on anyone else for assistance, I was depending on people so much that I felt very depressed and
course.
very sad.
Yeah.
Psychologically, it had to have taken a tremendous toll on you.
Definitely
because-
did.
Yeah.
So last August, I was introduced to a holistic doctor in Huntington Village. The name of her company is Inner Source. Her
Inner
name is-
Source?
Yes, Dr. Pina.
Okay.
And she was amazing. From the first minute I walked in, she said, I can help you. I said, I don't really think you can. I've been to so many doctors and no one can help me. Excuse me.
Don't you begin to also lose faith in the medical practice itself?
Well, especially that they're just pumping it full of
Well,
drugs.
I did. I was full of so many drugs, and they had so many crazy side effects. It was affecting my liver function, my kidney function.
Yeah.
My hair was falling out. I was very depressed from them.
Right.
And I know it was definitely from the medications. So I went to see this doctor, and one of the first things she said to me was, I have this person that I use myself, my family uses her, her name is Catalina Rivera, and she's a Reiki master. And I was like, a Reiki what? She's like, a Reiki master, you know what Reiki is, right? And I said, no, I really don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
My husband was with me, and he's like, whatever, we'll try it. He was very determined to get me well. You know, he was determined
He
that there
loves
was,
you.
right, and there was going to be someone out there that could possibly help me.
Yeah.
And so reluctantly, I said, okay, I'll go. And he said, I'll go with you. We'll make appointments together.
Right.
We'll visit this person. So I called Catalina, and she was able to see us immediately. And the first day I went into her was actually a day I'll never forget, because I went in feeling probably one of my worst physical days I had. My joints were bothering me. Everything was swollen. There were times my hand would be twice the size of a normal hand. My joints would be that swollen, and that's the way it was that day. My right eye was closed. I couldn't see out of my right eye. And I walked into Catalina's office, and she was very sweet, and she sat with us for about a half hour, and she talked to us about what Reiki was and what she was going to do. And I reluctantly got up on the table, and I let her do her work. And immediately, within 5 minutes, I felt a difference in my right eye. I felt like something was in there breaking it up. It was a little uncomfortable, and I thought, wow, what is she doing? What is she putting in my eye? I really thought she was dropping something in my eye. But my husband was in the room, and afterwards I asked him, what did she do? He said, she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything, but she put her hands, physically, but she put her hands above your eyes, and she was channeling energy. And it was amazing, because in the 2 hours we were there, I was there for an hour, and my husband had his session for an hour. By the time I left, I actually had relief. I actually had relief.
For the first time.
For the first time in a long time.
In 6.5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean,
It was amazing. It was incredible. And I said, okay, definitely, make an appointment. We're going to go back. I went once a week for the first 3 months. And every time I went, I saw that I was getting more and more relief. The swelling in my hands were going down. My ankles weren't as sore and swollen. I hadn't had any recurrence of the bruising and the welts all over my body. Before I saw Catalina, I had been biopsied over 7 times.
Wow.
And it always came up autoimmune, but inconclusive of exactly what it was that we were dealing with, which was the scary part.
Now, can I ask you a question? As you're practicing or channeling, I don't know the right term, on Beth, are you feeling those things? Like, I know you say you don't feel it, you're a channel, but how does that translate for you? Like, when she gets there and you're like, oh my goodness, this, like, I don't know, do you say, wow, there's a lot going on here, or the eye, or what do I focus on, but the body kind of tells you, or?
Yeah, well, I do perceive some things.
Right.
What I perceive is going to depend from session to session, from person to person, but I usually at least get some sense of what's going on. Sometimes it's very clear, like, okay, this person is dealing with this, and I can tell them later on, and that'll give you guidance in terms of what needs to be worked through. And sometimes it's more vague, and I get a sense, okay, there's an imbalance in, for example, this chakra, and we can talk over what that's related to, and that will bring up something for the person.
We're going to get more into exactly the results of Reiki for Beth and what you felt you needed to do to help her right after commercial. So we'll be right back.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
We're back.
Hi.
How are you?
So we were just listening to Beth's very impactful story, and she's at midpoint in what happened, and then we just started to talk to Catalina a little bit about how that felt for you as the administrator of the
But another thing
session.
I'd like to mention, though, that is amazing. It doesn't happen to everybody, but again, it energizes you and connects you to your inner wisdom. What also happens is that you get your own answers. There's a lot of people that will come up out of the session and know, okay, this is related to this, or this is what I have to do.
So it's like an awakening.
It becomes clear
Right.
what paths you have to take to get to where you want to be in terms of your health and your well-being. So that's also one of the side benefits of it.
And when you met Beth and she sat down, on your table and you started working with her, was there anything that you felt
at that point?
Yeah, like
well, especially with the first session, sometimes there was a lot going on.
Yeah, because she had acute symptoms.
She had a lot going on.
Your eye,
Yeah. So I could tell there was a lot going on. I could get a sense, and I'm not going to go into details because it's all personal, but you could get a sense of a little bit of where this might be stemming from, and that's what we talk about, and that's why you continue having sessions, because it's like peeling an onion. Little by little, you start going deeper and start connecting the dots and the little puzzle pieces to figure out what it is that is brought you,
the root cause,
brought you to where you are today,
Right.
and what needs to be done, what needs to be changed in your life, so that you can get to the place of health and happiness that you want, basically.
And then you had a series of sessions, and then there was a break or something.
Yes,
right.
through November I went once a week, from August to November, and then Catalina was going to visit her family in Chile for 2 weeks. That was the plan, so I was going to be without her for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, she couldn't go to Chile. She became ill, and she was expecting her second child, so she couldn't fly. But I didn't know that, and I was still without her, and it was during the Thanksgiving holiday. And I had all of the family over for Thanksgiving, and I felt every day that I went without seeing her, I was developing some of the symptoms back again. My eye had been bothering me. My swelling was starting to come back, and I couldn't wait to get that phone call from her to let me know that she was back in the States. And she called me to say she had never left and to please come in. And so I was able to come in, and at that point I talked to her and I said, does anyone ever come in for Reiki sessions more than once a week?
Wow.
I feel like if I saw you more often, I could maybe progress this healing, because I feel I'm really changing.
Mhm.
It wasn't just the exterior, it's also what Catalina just said, the interior.
Mhm.
My insides were changing. I felt hope for the first time in 6.5 years.
Yeah, right. I could cry.
I really didn't believe that I was going to be around to see my children grow and get older. I was told by the doctors, you know, if you have 10 good years on your medication,
Oh my God.
that will be fine.
Oh, I remember we spoke about
and,
this. Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, no, that's not fine for me.
Unacceptable.
That's not
That's
where
right.
that's not where my life is going to go.
Thank
And
God
so
you have that resolve in you.
I was determined to try to
Mhm.
make a difference. And
Yeah.
so I started to see Catalina twice a week, starting right after Thanksgiving. And by January 1st, I was able to wean myself off of all of my medications. All of my medications.
That's unbelievable. That's
amazing.
such an inspiring story, because there are so many people out there that have reached the limits of what medicine can do for them, and how, you know, they feel every day being prodded and poked and you know, ingesting basic toxins into their body
Mhm.
every single day.
And also, like Beth said, I mean, a lot of those, she was on heavy
Yes.
duty medication. The side effects are,
Oh.
can be
Sometimes
can be
worse
devastating.
than the actual disease.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, her
Yeah.
last resort was a chemotherapy drug. I mean, that's like
crazy. That is crazy.
It really
so,
is.
So, how many different types of illnesses can you treat? Is it unlimited?
It's not really the illness.
Yeah.
I think,
Well,
right?
it goes
Am I
to-
right
it-
with
it-
that?
It is. Yeah, you have to treat anything, you have to go to the root cause of it.
Correct.
And again, it's, for most people, it isn't physical. Our physical body is reacting to something else that we haven't listened to.
Exactly. Right.
And finally, like the last resort is the
Yeah.
physical body acting up. But
the symptom is the end result.
Exactly.
Right, right.
So, but anything can be treated, because again, the energy, it's all energy, and the energy is going to go to the root cause. So there's been documentation and case studies of things being treated for anything from just basic stress
Mhm.
to cancer and autoimmune disease and anything in between.
Wow.
In the mental health aspect, we have anxiety, depression, burnout, fatigue, stress, ADHD, behavioral or emotional problems in children.
So you can treat children.
Yes, and that's another thing about Reiki.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because it's safe in all stages of life. So from in utero, you know, pregnancy to the elderly, anybody can receive it. You can come from no harm through Reiki.
Yes.
And there's no contraindications.
Now, did you do that for your baby?
Yeah.
Oh, how cute
sweet.
is that?
Yeah.
So
And
what
it's
what
actually-
what are you doing to it? Like, in other words, you're obviously it's your baby, and you know, but are you just like not healing it, but are you what do you do with
You
it?
channel energy, and the
Yeah.
energy goes. It's basically love and energy. It goes to where it's needed.
Right.
And it helps just keep you harmonized and balanced and feeling centered and peaceful and good.
That's incredible.
That's
Now,
where it goes.
before we run out of time, because it is getting towards the end of the show, we talked a little bit about the fact that there's no insurance that companies that accept Reiki as
not
a
yet,
form of treatment.
unfortunately.
So what do people have to do? How do we get healthcare professionals and the government to understand how beneficial Reiki is to be able to, for the insurance companies to cover it? Because, you know, it can run into quite a few $100s a month, I'm assuming.
If that's what you need. But now I do it as maintenance. I do it when I feel I need it. And one last thing I want to explain that happened that was really unbelievable. February 11th, I went back to my rheumatologist in the city, and I told him what I had done and who I had seen. And he basically said, you don't know what you're talking about. You weaned yourself off your medication. We're going to take your blood, and I guarantee you you're in a much worse place than you were
Dangerous. Yes.
6 years ago. I said, okay. They did a complete workup on my blood, and I went back, my husband and I, and he looked at me in the eye, and he said, I wish I was the person who healed you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing or who you're going to, but give me their cards.
Right, right.
Yeah.
He said, this is a medical miracle.
Right, right.
It is.
That's
This is-
amazing.
And he said to me words I thought I would never hear from a doctor. I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Wow.
wasn't next month.
Right.
It wasn't in 6 weeks. It was a year.
A year.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling so strong, and every aspect of my life has just been doing so much better. My emotional side, my physical side, I am doing things now that I was doing before this happened. And I always knew I felt sick, but I never knew how sick I was until I started to feel well.
Right.
Right.
And I said to myself one day, I forgot I was supposed to feel like this. That's how incredible I feel.
And you know what was interesting too that you said to me is you had wished that, you know, also with the medication period that somebody had suggested to you
Yes.
too also to do the cleanse that you're doing now.
Absolutely.
Because all of those medications, like you said, that builds up such toxicity in your body that it could be blocking your healing, or it could be, you know, clogging everything
Right.
up for you.
As good as I was feeling 2 months ago, I felt like I could definitely feel better inside. So I was exposed to Isogenics, and I did the 30-day cleanse, and I had amazing results. Not only did I feel better inside, but I wound up losing 18 pounds,
Yes.
which was like crazy.
Yes.
Because after being on steroids for so many years, I really forgot how I used to look.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And now I have more confidence, and I feel better inside. And I met Catalina for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
6.5 years ago, I was at my lowest point, and I thought I could never feel the way I do now. And it's all because of her. She's not just my Reiki master, she's my friend.
Aw.
And we'll be friends forever.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
No,
And-
that's a bond that's unbreakable.
And if I can help just one more person out there
Yeah.
who
Right.
thinks that there's no other choice but
Right.
to continue on the path of the medications that aren't helping, the doctors who have no answers, then that's my purpose here.
Yeah, and I think that that goes back to what Catalina really started this with, was that it can really help anybody with anything from deep within. There are stresses on the body that create certain problems, and to be able to get to the root cause of that stress and be able to release it and, you know, re-energize your soul in a sense, you know, it's life-changing.
Absolutely.
That's for
It
sure.
is.
I mean,
So-
I even in our short visit,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for me, I knew that I definitely want to continue my connection with her, and you can feel like you're in such a safe environment. I mean, you again, guys, you go in, you're fully clothed,
Yeah.
you get on the table. It's a very serene
music,
environment. Yes,
yeah.
it's very nice, very safe. And it's a beautiful experience. I think it's I would say it's like a gift that you give to yourself.
For sure.
It really is.
And that's also something that one of the things I love about receiving Reiki is that we have to make an effort for pretty much everything for ourselves in life. You know, exercise, concentrate, work out. Reiki is the one thing you can just go, show up, and relax and receive, and we don't do enough of that.
Right.
So even if you don't believe, the worst thing that can happen is you're there for an hour relaxing to beautiful music.
Correct.
So try it out. You
Yeah.
have nothing to lose.
No, you don't.
And everything to gain.
Absolutely.
From it.
Absolutely.
Everything. Your life back.
Yeah. Well, all of Catalina's information, as well as Beth, is on our website, shakeitupwithkarenandregina.com. There are links for contact information as far as their websites, their Facebook pages, and their addresses are there. Also, read their bios. They're so interesting.
Yes.
They're both on their website. They're both on our website as well. And Catalina's website is catalinarivera.com. So I can't get any simpler than that. I strongly suggest that you give her a call, find out if Reiki is for you. I don't know that I've ever met a person in my entire life that this wouldn't be for, but it's worth a shot. Call her up for, you know, a phone conversation and figure it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I was going to say is if anybody's interested in learning how to do Reiki,
Yeah.
you also are a teacher. So that, I think, is great for people to know, too, because, like you said, the qualifications of somebody, I mean, if you're learning from someone of this caliber,
Yeah.
you know, it's
You're gonna
really
learn
the
correctly.
right way, right, it's
Yeah.
really the right way to do it. So I know that you're starting to do that as well, so they can contact you if they have any questions, if they're interested in either furthering their own practice or beginning to become an instructor, because that's, I think we need more healers in this world, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's such a beautiful gift to give yourself, because the first level of Reiki focuses on self-healing. So imagine what your life would be like if you can just channel energy for yourself, re-energize yourself, harmonize yourself. It's a tool you have with you for everything. And as moms or parents out there as well, something you can give for your kids. Your hands go with you everywhere you go.
Father's Day is this weekend. You can get a nice Father's Day gift for those stressed out dads that have no time to really focus on themselves because they're so focused on the family and the kids and supporting them. So that's a great gift. Thank you so much for being a part of our show today. It was so important.
Thank you for having us.
Before we go, we want to offer our condolences to the Lasker family who Mark and Lisa. Mark's father passed last night, and we're very sorry for your loss. In the meantime,
our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Yes,
we love you very much.
For sure,
we do.
For sure. We will be back July 8th with all the antics from Italy. So stay tuned to that.
Yes. Should we post things on our website while we're gone?
Website might be difficult, but I would say on our Facebook pages, Shake It Up with Karen and Regina.
Because there's going to be a lot going on, Karen.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the internet service down there. I don't know if I can get it up on the website. So I could definitely get it up on Facebook.
That's right, it's a little challenge.
So we have our Shake It Up with Karen and Regina page, and then, of course, our personal pages as well. Once again, I invite you to find out more about Catalina and Beth on the Shake It Up with Karen and Regina.com website. Beth's story is so incredible and inspiring, and Catalina really can make a difference in the lives of those you love and, of course, yourself. So.
And Beth is more than, happy to help answer any questions that anybody may have. So if you go on our website and you see her name, you can contact her through Facebook. I mean, her story is incredible, and she's very insightful, and I think that she's more than happy to give and express what happened to her. If you guys have specific questions, you can contact her directly.
So thank you all for joining us. It was such a pleasure, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah,
have a happy
Ciao.
4th of July.
Ciao, wow, pow. Ciao.
Yes.
Yes, ciao, wow.